error. He wrote that the Jews are all black, for this is only true of the Portuguese, who marrying always one another beget children like themselves, and consequently the swarthiness of their complexion is entailed upon their whole race, even the northern regions. New Voyage to Italy, Francis Maximilian, Mission 1714. The Portuguese, who planted themselves on the coast of Africa a few centuries ago, have been succeeded by descendants blacker than many Africans. A tribute to the Negro, Wilson Armistead. Even Abraham Millet, professor of Jewish history in Haifa, in Israel, wrote the following in his book, The Image of the Black in Jewish Culture. Quote, a strong European tradition dating back to the Middle Ages maintained that the Jews were black. Nicole Shavit, emeritus professor at the Department of Jewish History in Tel Aviv University, wrote this in his book, History in Black Africans in Search of an Ancient Past, that, quote, in medieval literature, a theory prevailed in which the Jews were part of the black race. And the idea that the Jews were black persisted into the 19th century. This quote is from the Nautical Magazine, a journal of papers connected to maritime affairs by Brown and Ferguson, 1870. Gonzales was the first Portuguese in 1442 who returned with Negro slaves, purchased instead of the Africans. Hold up. Let's read that again. Gonzales was the first Portuguese in 1442 who returned with Negro slaves purchased instead of the Africans? Wait, so this Portuguese slave trader was selling Negroes that are not African? But I thought the Negroes were Africans. Well, funny story about the word Negro. See, when people think Negro, they think African. But the word Negro wasn't defined as a person from Africa until the year 1550. Negro, 1550s. Member of a black-skinned race from Africa. From Portuguese and Spanish, Negro, black. First use of the noun Negro, 1555. So the term Negro wasn't used as a definition of people from Africa or of African descent until the year 1555. So what the heck were we before 1555? Quote, in Portugal, the name of a Jew is a term of such high reproach that the government found it necessary to enact a law which forbade any person to call another person by that appellation. If a man who styled a Jew to his face stabs the offender, the law does not even condemn him. And trifling as this regulation may appear, it's produced beneficial effects. The history of the Jews, from the destruction of Jerusalem to the present, by Hannah Adams, 1818. So there was a law passed in Portugal that Jews could not be called Jews any longer without legal action. It was so extreme that if someone called you a Jew, you could stab them in the face and see no jail time. So then if the term Jew was outlawed, what were they called back then? Let's go back to the Nautical Magazine. Prince Harry's colonies were enlarged by his successors. King John II, in 1492, expelled all the Jews to the island of St. Thomas, which had been discovered in 1471, and to other Portuguese settlements on the continent of Africa. And from these banished Jews, the Black Portuguese, as they are called, and the Jews in Luango who are despised even by the very Negroes, are descended. By these colonialists, St. Thomas soon became a considerable place of trade and valuable for its sugar plantations. These Negroes were purchased in Guinea, Congo, and Mansa Congo. Alright, hold on. You mean to tell me that in 1492, more happened than Columbus sailing the ocean blue?